How are you doing?
Okay, I mean, I'm trying to make myself useful, but I don't know, I'm not good with the family. I'm just as emotional as they are.
Well, Alan's death, thank you, hit everybody really hard. You know, my grandma, Leslie, left to go to the Quartermains to bring a pie, and I told her that I thought Cook had things covered, but she said it was the thought and not the food, and then she started crying.
Yeah. What's funny is Ned and I actually tried to stage like a petty squabble so my mom could walk in and see it and it would make her feel better, but she caught on.
Well, if you want to talk, I'm kind of at your mercy.
I need a distraction. I need a murder mystery. I need to know what's the deal with Scott Baldwin.
Well, I'm sure that he knows something about the night Rick Weber died. I can't figure out a way to get him to talk about it without making him suspicious.
Making, who suspicious?
Scott, what brings you back?
Well, I wanted to finish the conversation I was having with Leslie without, your father breathing down my neck.
Well, my grandma went over to the Quartermains, but you should probably call before you show up. We're not really good with surprises.
Listen, Dillon, I'm sorry about your loss. Alan and I, we go way back.
Thank you.
So, anyway, what are you guys suspicious about? What's going on?
My mom still thinks that I'm a business major, and if she finds out that I changed my major back to film, she's going to go postal. So, you know, she just can't find out, especially now.
So you're attracted to bad boys, huh? That's the trouble your mother had.
That's interesting, because I thought the trouble that my mom had was accidentally killing someone in the Scorpio attic. Maybe you could set me straight on what really happened that night.
Thank you. I always get thirsty when I'm being interrogated.
Well, spill it.
Okay, so you said you and Laura are young and in love. Smash cut to the attic.
Yeah, well, you know, Laura was young. She had a curfew back then, so we used to meet in the attic above the garage.
Without anyone knowing.
You had the boathouse, they had the attic. Go on.
Well, on this particular night, when I showed up, Laura was already there. And there was a woman, and she was lying dead on the floor.
What woman?
Teresa Carter. She was a nurse.
Rick's lover, we know.
And Rick was there too, right?
Yes. Rick told me that Laura had showed up, and she thought that this woman was trying to hurt Rick, so she tried to protect him and killed her. Of course, she got hysterical, so Rick gave her a shot, and that not only calmed her down, but it also blocked out what had happened. So Rick asked me that to protect her, and if I wanted to do that, the best way was to cover this up.
And you didn't think that my mom could handle the truth?
Your mother was young. She was younger than you. And she was very, very vulnerable.
Okay, but basically, I mean, you did what Rick asked.
Well, at that time in my life, I hadn't learned to question authority. I loved Laura, and I would have done anything to keep her safe. And Rick told me that she would never remember anything.
Yeah, and he injected her to make sure.
Well, he was her stepfather and a doctor, you know, so I left it up to him, and it worked.
Yeah, until 2002, when my mom started to remember.
Yeah, well, I always had imagined what would happen if Laura had remembered, and I was right to worry. But like I said, I would have done anything to protect her.
What exactly do you mean by anything? So how...
This must be really hard for you. I mean, Luke's your father and you love him, but he is to blame for what happened to Laura.
Really? It seems like from everything we know, if anyone was to blame, it'd be Rick.
Well, Laura had buried these memories of killing Teresa for 30 years. She had a life, and she had a family. And it hadn't been for Luke, who came along and pushed it. He knew that I would never have let Laura go off the deep end. I mean, Rick was desperate. He was running out of time. And Luke just stirred things up.
Why wouldn't you warn my mother about Rick if you knew so much?
Because I thought that if I warned your mother, it might set off a chain of events. And it turned out worse than I imagined. Rick Weber's dead, and your mother is the way she is.
You're leaving?
Yeah, you tell Leslie I'll come back at another time. But I'll call first.
Wait a minute. We're not done here.
Yeah, we are done here, okay? Listen, Lulu, you don't want to think about this, but your mother is the way she is because of your father.
I know that I'm not supposed to trust the guy, but I feel like Scott believed every word that he said.
Rashomon. Akira Kurosawa.
Dillon.
No, okay, listen, in the movie, Rashomon, a guy dies, okay? And all of the eyewitnesses pretty much say what they saw. The thing is, each of them has a different account for what happened, but none of them are lying. Basically, what the film's trying to depict is that we all have a different perception of reality. And Scott, his perception really is that Luke is the bad guy. And I understand that. I understand that because, you know, when Laura met Luke and fell in love with Luke, that changed Scott's life in a really weird sort of way. Now, he looks at Luke, he looks at all of you, and he feels like Jet, you know? Yeah. Hi.
Registered letter for Lulu Spencer?
Oh, hey, I'll sign. I'm his daughter. Thanks.
Thank you.
What's wrong?
Return address is like, it's from the law offices to handle all the, like, the court-of-main personal legal stuff.
What? Do you think Tracy finally got a clue?
Well, like a divorce summons? No. Why would you send it here? Luke doesn't live here. Lulu, don't...
Possession is 9/10 law or something.
What?
It's from Alan.
What?
Luke, if you have received this letter, it is because I'm dead and I did not want the truth of who killed Rick Weber to die with me. The decision to keep this secret was difficult and painful, but necessary for reasons of...
Go forward to where they... Who did it?
I'm looking for it, but there's so many explanations, I don't...
Sorry to bother you guys, but I forgot something.